Hi guys, so you've decided to learn how to play guitar. I think that's awesome. It's a wonderful instrument to learn. And I've been playing for about 5 years now, and I noticed that like online there's just a lot of tutorials, especially for like just dead beginners, never touched a guitar before, never played it at all, or even if you've been playing for like a little bit and you just want a different perspective maybe. I don't know. But I've noticed that the videos are just really dull and they contain lots of information, but when it's good information, it will help you learn how to play. I just don't really feel it. I just wanted to kill myself while watching them. It's just really bad and just unbelievably dull. And it shouldn't be dull. It's a very fun instrument to play, very enjoyable. So I think the first step to learning how to play guitar is knowing your instrument, knowing all the parts that happen to be on this. So we're just going to go over that. You got your tuners down here, your tuner pegs, your nut, which is this little piece, be made of different materials, your neck, which is the back of this, your fretboard, which actually sits, it's a piece of wood that sits on top of your neck. It's usually not the same kind of wood, believe it or not. You got your frets, little pieces of steel or whatever they're made with. You got various electronics down here, up here. This is actually a battery compartment for this guitar. It has active pickups. These are pickups, and they actually pick up the noise of your guitar. You got your selector switch for which of the pickups you would like to use. On this guitar, down, and this for most guitars that are set up like this, with a three-way selector. Down is your bridge pickup, which is closer to your bridge, which is right here. Middle is bow, and up is your neck pickup, which is closer to your neck. Pretty easy to remember. These are your various controls for like sound and tone. This one happens to be master volume for both, and then different tone selectors for each of them. At least I think. I don't know. Regardless, it's set up differently for every guitar, so I'd have to honestly play this and plug it in to know which of them is which. I usually just play with my bridge pickup. Anyways, beyond that, that should be pretty much everything that you need to know about. And should you play lefty or righty? I highly recommend playing right-handed. The reason for this is that you get a much greater selection of instruments to choose from, and it's just gonna be easier for you to learn how to play. I'm actually left-handed, believe it or not, and I never understood why you would not want to play like fret with your left hand, because left hand has more dexterity if you're left-handed, and just strum or pick with your right hand. It's just one of those things I never quite got. I'm sure there's a reason for it, but that's what I recommend. And you might be wondering, acoustic versus electric. A lot of people say acoustic is what you should learn to play on. It is what I learned to play on initially, and it doesn't really matter, actually. Just go for what you're actually like intending to play. Like, I play both, but I mainly play electric, and it gave me a little bit of advantage learning on a classical guitar, which has a bigger fretboard radius. So instead of like playing a G like this, you have to go like this and stretch your hand way out, and it just hurts, and it's not great. So there's that. Choose what you will. All right. Next, we'll go over the different kinds of picks and how to hold them. So you get stuff like this. This pick is made of metal. Not recommended for beginners. I don't really enjoy this pick at all, actually. It's whatever. You got your pretty standardized Fender plastic picks. These come in a variety of different thicknesses, and they have different sounds when you strike them against the strings. Downside of these, you might be able to see this, I don't know. You can probably see that. Is they wear down really far and they leave all this nasty dust all over your pickups, and there's actually some dust in here, but they leave all this nasty dust all over your pickups and in between your strings, and it's hard to get out, looks bad, it's just not great. You got your Davas, which is like a rubber pick. It's kind of grippy. It got a fair amount of grip, and then it has just plastic on the end. I recommend these probably second to my favorite picks. They're just all around good. I've always enjoyed them. They don't wear as fast as your typical Fender picks. They're decently thick, not like too thick. So those are enjoyable. We got an example of a thicker Fender pick, and as you can see, they still degrade and get dust everywhere, and it's a huge mess. And what I recommend buying, these are Dragonheart picks. I believe they're actually hand carved by some dude in California or something like that. It's like $5 for one of these. Very worth it. You get choice of kind of a smooth edge, get a really pointy edge, and you get the edge that everyone wants to play with. At least I always want to play with. It's just kind of medium. It's all around good. Doesn't leave a whole lot of dust in here. You can get a lot of different dynamics with it. Just got to learn how to be a dynamic player. Okay. Alright. How to hold your guitar. You'll see I'm doing the leg crossover, and you want to keep your neck up as opposed to down, because this would just be weird. I can't imagine playing like that. So you can either set it on your leg like this, and this is called side straddling it, or if you want to do it the proper way, you will put it in between your legs like this and rest your carb. Most guitars have a carb of some kind to hold it, unless you're playing a flying V, in which case you have to hold them like this. And you just set it in between your legs, and it should be, I don't know if this one will balance out, but it should be able to just kind of hold it just in this position and let it rest there. I usually have it like resting right against the tip of my chest plate. And I'm not a very big guy, so. And yeah, there's that. Next, you want to learn how to hold your pick. Yes, indeed you do. So, alright, what's recommended for this is they recommend you hold it like this and just put your thumb lightly over it and have it so just a little bit, not a whole lot, just a little bit. You don't want to be pinching it like this. You want to choke up on it, and this is used in several different techniques that you'll learn later, especially if you want to learn how to play rock and metal and stuff like that. And you just want to choke up on it. Doesn't really matter what these fingers are doing for now. Just keep them kind of tucked in like a fist. Of course, you want to punch someone like this, but like a fist. And then we can start playing them. So normally I'd hold it in the classical position. I'm not going to do that because it'll be out of frame. That'll be weird. I want you guys to be able to see my fingers. So, next thing you got to know, all your strings. E, A, D, G, B, E. If you don't know how to tune your guitar, I highly recommend buying an electric tuner. Here is an electric tuner. You just turn it on, you clip it on, it reads the frequency, sets it to standardized pitch, and it will tell you exactly what note your string is ringing out at. So, excuse me. So, good way to remember this is Ed, 8, dynamite, good, bye, Ed. It's probably, it's kind of silly, but it's a good way to remember it. It's extremely important. You know which string is which. So while you're learning these chords and picking them out, just say the string out loud or just in your head as you're picking it. So Ed, 8, dynamite, good, bye, Ed. Or just do it in order. You'll learn it eventually. It takes a little bit of time. Alright. Next, we are going to want to learn chords. your first objective when you learn how to play is to get these chords: G, D, E, A, F, and that's probably our first chords you want to learn how to do. So, bunch of different variations of all of them, but we're gonna learn E major, which is, and A minor. And the reason I want you guys to learn these ones first is because they're basically the same thing. It's same exact shape your hand's gonna be held in, and you can have a little bit of fun with it because of this. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your middle finger, you're gonna put it on your second string down, which is your A string, if you remember correctly. So A for A. You're gonna put your finger like right there. You want to use probably tip of your finger, not like the very tip, but like almost the tip of your finger. You don't want to push down slightly enough to make your note ring out. You don't want it to be like clunking or anything, or like high up on the fret so it sounds really buzzy and annoying. Oh, excuse me. Then you're going to want to take your ring finger and you're going to put it on your D string. You're going to put it also on the second fret, right below this E. Or A. I don't know why I said E. All kinds of silliness. So once you take that, you got that, go ahead and just strum it all out. Just pick each string. Lovely, right? Then the last thing you want to do, you take your pointer finger, and you just put it on that first fret of the G string. It's right there. Then all together, that's E major. So for A minor, all you do is you take the shape, and instead of having your middle finger being on this second fret of the A string, you want to move it down to the second fret of the D string. And then just move the whole shape down, just one step down, one string down for each finger. Then you have A minor. And the only difference really in this is you don't want your low E to ring out because it sounds kind of dirty and doesn't really have that clarity. And what I like to do, you don't have to do this, but what I like to do is I like to have my thumb wrap around and just rest against my E string, so I can strum all these, but this is not ringing out. It's dead. It's muted. So there's that. And what you really want to do next is just play around with them. And have some fun with it. I mean, you don't have to. I watched a lesson where the dude literally just has you strum an A major chord, which is the same thing as the A minor chord, except you just put one finger on the second fret of the B string, and then you have a full open A chord. You don't have to do that. You can do that if you want. And yeah. And that was just, that's why I was talking about, just extremely dull, and his lesson plan was just strumming like that, and it was just, ooh boy. So yeah, that's your first lesson. That's what you should really work on getting down first. See you later, guys. Thanks for watching.